Jacque, you talked about how the offense might have been a little bit ahead of schedule and the defense was a little bit behind schedule. What did you see from the defense today, and what allowed you guys to kind of turn the tide defensively? I think you held them to 5 of 18 from deep in the second half.
That's a big part of the second half is kind of how we want to play. I think you saw we were much more aggressive, and you could see that in just the activity level, whether it was deflections in the second half. I think overall we have the ability to play with and be physical as a team and aggressive, but smart also at the same time. And I thought we did that in the second half, and a big part of that was deflections and activity.
Some of the guys that have been, let's say, spot shooters have kind of thrived off of Ben's pace. But on the flip side, I mean, Mikal's a guy who you kind of just plugged into what KD was running last year. Things haven't looked quite that easy for him so far in the preseason. What have you seen from him, and what does he need to do to get started playing the way you know he can play for the beginning of the regular season?
Yeah, I guess I could reveal that we haven't really put any sets in for Mikal yet. So really, I've been trying to just get us to understand how to change sides of the floor with the basketball, play concept basketball. So we've been really focused on that. Probably only plays we put in is a few side out of bounds and out of bounds underneath. I think we'll use this time from here to the first game to get some sets in that put Mikal in the positions to be successful. But really, that was a strategy. We got to learn how to play with Nick and Ben and the spacing, concept basketball, how to play with each other, for each other, how to get each other open. So that's been really the emphasis so far, which has been good to see.
Coach, you mentioned Ben and Nick playing together. There was a play where they ran a couple times where Ben Simmons ended up dropping the ball back for Nick, and he would go straight into the paint, and he scored pretty easily there. We didn't see much from Ben on the points column today, but he was very involved in all the intangibles happening around. Can you talk a little bit about his preparedness for the game? There's been a lot of reports of how great he's been in practice and behind closed doors. Can you give us a little insight into that and how prepared he is coming into the season, not just in the points and in the offense, but in everything else that encapsulates the game?
Yeah, I think it first starts with how he's maintained and put his body in a position to perform. He's done the work behind closed doors to have himself ready to play. And I think that helps yourself mentally. And I think he's in my opinion, a pretty good place where he's able to communicate with his teammates. It's about winning. It's about putting ourselves in a position to win ball games. And he can impact the game in a variety of ways. It won't always be the points in the stat sheet, which is a good thing. I think people want to play with him. He's extremely unselfish. And so he's really allowed us to play with a fast-paced, allowed us to shoot threes again tonight, and really take advantage of our strengths. And that's what we're going to look towards, the strength that each guy brings to this team. And he has the ability to help us rebound, have size, give us versatility on the defensive end of the floor, and you saw that tonight.
You talked about some of the guys playing to their strengths. I'm just curious. I mean, free throw shooting has not been a strength for Dwyane. How encouraging is it to see not only the rebounds, because you know he can board, but the way he played defensively and the way he hit the free throws when he needed to?
Yeah, 3 things I said after the game, Brian. I told the guys what time the bus time was. That was 1. Then the second one was Day'Ron Sharp, way to make your free throws. That was 2. And then the third one was, Day'Ron, you was looking over at me like you were tired, but then that 3-ball came to you and you shot that thing, so you wasn't that tired. Those are my 3 things after the game. So very impressed with that young man. He's put in the work. And to be accountable to step up and shoot 2 free throws, whether it's preseason, regular season, there was still some pressure on the line. So reward his work, and happy for him.
Coach, as you walked in, you mentioned you were watching the Liberty game, WNBA Finals. Sadly, they fall to the Aces, but can you talk about that's an organization that's very close to the Brooklyn Nets as well. Can you talk about their run to the finals and what you saw from them this season?
Yeah, the support is, it's two-way street. You see our guys at games. The ladies were just at our game the other day. Wish they would have won tonight and pushed that thing to 5, but we were all tuned in after the game. It's a great relationship and really exciting times in Barclays. My family able to see a game the other day and take that in, and so I think good days are ahead for the Liberty for sure.
Thanks, guys.
All right.